applications in real life. Okay, we know that robots are cool, and but without programming, if you just build a robot, you might have seen some robots that we are having. Sophia is one of the humanoid robots that we are having. Like these, we are having a lot of robots having built around throughout the world. Okay, but without having the machine learning or AI in the backend, these robots are going to be useless. So artificial intelligence is important. Yes. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So AI is very important, but then it has got a lot of technology in the backend. Without AI, so what is happening is that we know that computers are smarter in processing. If you compare with the human beings, they can process at a faster speed, and then information retention is also good. If you want to retain any of the information that we are having, the computer is far better than human beings in these activities. But the only thing that right now the computer is lacking is they don't have any computer vision. They don't have any computer vision right now, so they cannot analyze. Even if you put camera, you can take some pictures, but it will not understand exactly unless we are having some kind of algorithms in the back end. Same way, they cannot speak on their own. If you take some speech, okay, feed that to model, that would be some audio file that will be saved, but it will be not able to understand what I'm trying to tell because it has got no senses. So right now, computer is not having any vision, understanding of any kind of natural language processing or text data on its own. So AI is very useful, okay, but it is not as cool as we see in the robots. Like whatever we see in the Hollywood movies, like robots are trying to control the human race, and then they have been more becoming superhumans. That is right now the technology that we are having. It is not of that level, and still whatever robots we are having or whatever application that we have built around, these applications are still they are trying to learn, and they are not able to scale up to the level that human beings are there. So what AI is doing? AI is actually helping us. It is providing a new ways for us to talk to the computers. As I told you that computer is not having the emotions. They cannot see the world. They cannot see the world as we are seeing, as a human being is seeing. Second thing, uh, previously we could not have been connected with the computers. Like nowadays, you can see we are having these devices. We are having Google Home. We are having Alexa. If you just try to communicate with the computers, you would be able to communicate. So smart devices are there, okay, and it has been possible to connect with the computers. The computers are able to understand. Machines are able to understand our language. Machines, it was very difficult for machines to understand human language. Now, even a human language, it will be having a different kind of voice tone, pitch is different, and then if you look at the different places, okay, the language that is spoken. So different places are going to have different kind of phonetics and different uh, type of languages we are having. We are having Spanish, we are having French, we are having German. So like these different languages are there. So till now, there was no way that a computer can understand all those things and they can reply. But we have been able to achieve that level that we can connect with the computers, we can talk with the computers. So what exactly AI is doing? It is helping us. It is helping us to connect with the computer. It is helping the computers to understand, what human being is telling, and then trying to do some task. Now, if I talk about what is the difference between a normal programming and a machine learning, so like a normal coding we do, software programming we do, and a machine learning. What exactly is the difference between both of them? Before that, we should understand what is algorithm. Okay, when I say algorithm, you know that algorithm are nothing but set of instructions, some rule we set up. We are setting up some rules, and then we are trying to do some task. So this is what we call it as algorithm. And if you look at the normal programming language, the classical language programming, the classical programming that we are having, or in terms of in terms of computers, we call it a software programming. What do we have here is that we already are having some data. You can see here we are having some data, and then we set up some rules. Okay, and then we do some coding. What it is giving us? It is giving us some kind of answer. So you have some kind of software, you will feed your data. There are certain instructions or certain rules that already you have set up in that software, and it will give you some kind of answer from the data that you're trying to feed. So this is normal classical programming that we are having. Now, what do we have in machine learning is that we have data like we are having in the classical programming language. Again, we are having the answer here. So, along with the data, we also have got the answer. And what we are learning is that we are learning the rules. We are learning the pattern in our data. Already we have got the answer. Okay. And we are trying to learn what is the pattern in our data. Example I will give you, like if you want to predict whether a person should be given loan or not. So if a loan should be disbursed or not, uh, you're working. Suppose you're working as a financial analyst, and you want to decide whether a particular bank should be disbursing the loan to this person or not. So what you do is that you will be having some model, some algorithm to decide that. Now, how is that algorithm prepared? So a bank is having some past data. Already some customers have taken loan and they have returned the money in time or not. So or they have defaulted. The data is already there. Okay. So that model will be trained on that data to try to find out the pattern. And based on that pattern, we can predict a new person is coming. He is having so much of salary, and then he's having a certain education level. He's married or not. He's living in this location. He's already taken some other personal loan, or he's taking home loan. So we can decide whether he should be given the loan or not. So here what we are learning is we are trying to learn the pattern, we are trying to learn the rule. Okay. Now if you compare the difference, okay. So here you see we are having data set, and data set we're trying to learn on the data set. This is what we call this phase that we are having, we call it as training. Now if you compare the difference, what is the difference between software programming and machine learning, you can see here a classical programming that we are having, it is going to have set of certain rules, it is going to have data, and we have to design in such a way, we have to design that we can get answer out of that. So this is our software programming that we are having. And if you see in machine learning, we have got data, here we have got answer, and what we are trying to do, we are trying to find out the pattern, we are trying to find out the rule inside that data. So this is the difference. If you compare a normal software versus a machine learning, or whatever we are doing in ML, this is the difference that we are having in both of them. Okay, so you can see the rule is coming here. Anytime the new data is going to come, so we would be giving some answer to that. Okay, or some kind of prediction we are doing. Now let us see what are the common terminologies that we are having in machine learning or data science. Okay, so what are the common terminologies that we are having? One of the terminologies that we are having is artificial intelligence. Other one that we are having is machine learning. So we are having AI, we are having machine learning, and then we are having deep learning. Okay. So my question, I have one question for all of you. Can you tell me what is the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning? Can you tell me the difference that we are having is between AI and ML?
Well, it's I don't know if someone's talking, but machine learning, it's a way to achieve the AI technology basically, and the AI could be made by machine learning or deep learning or any other technology.
Okay. So anyone else would like to answer this question? I will tell you. AI is application of machine learning. When I talk about AI, let us say I'm talking about computer vision. So when I'm speaking of computer vision, it's an application that I'm having. So it's in one of the areas where we work on uh, using some of these cameras or other kind of devices we try to use. We try to capture images, and then we try to analyze those images. So in AI, we could be having computer vision, or we can have uh, NLP, text analytics, where we can build up the solution to handle unstructured data, come up with some kind of sentiment analysis. Or you want to work on driverless car, you want to build up a model that can uh, identify the faces. Normally on Instagram, Facebook, when we try to upload some photo, already there is some recommendation that is coming, this is your friend. So again, that is some kind of facial recognition algorithm we are having. So AI is the application of ML. Okay. And what is ML? Machine learning is having. So AI is, as you know, that artificial intelligence is the application of machine learning. And what exactly is the machine learning? So machine learning is in the backend where all algorithms we are having. It's actually having all the coding part, the programming. And if you look at the application of machine learning, we call it as AI. Is it clear? Then we are having deep learning and neural network. Okay, so what is difference between deep learning and neural network? Now, before I'm trying to understand the difference, we have to first understand what exactly is neural network. So our brain is capable of performing a lot of different tasks. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to see how we can replicate the way human brain is working. Okay. For that, we have built up artificial neural networks. So here we are having some input layer, hidden layer, and the output layer. I will use my whiteboard to explain this concept. So we know that this is our neuron. Okay, we might have seen the neuron in our school days or college days. We might have learned that this is a diagram of a neuron I'm trying to draw. Okay, and so what is happening here is that some information that we are having is coming from here. Some information coming from here, some information is coming from here. These are all signals that we are having. This is all coming here. And this is the cell we are having, neuron we are having, a single neuron. This is the nucleus in the center. The information comes here. And it gets, what happens is getting added up in the center. Okay. So all this information, it gets added up in the center. It is getting added up. We call it a summation is happening here. Okay. So sum of all this information that is coming up, and then there is one threshold. Okay, there is one threshold. If these values are more than, it is like a gate. Okay, it is like a gate. If the value is above that gate, it will allow the information to pass further. Otherwise, it will not allow. So it is like a threshold or a gate. So suppose the threshold value is 10. Okay, so after this information you are getting, you might be getting is at 2 unit, 4, 1, and 4. Okay, so if you add 4 plus 4, that is 8, 9, 10, and 11. So if that information is more than these threshold values, so it will pass. Suppose if it was only 1, then if you add 4 plus 2 is 6, 7, and 8. Now this is 8, so it will not allow it to pass. So there is one threshold, we call it as activation function, and then it passes further. We call it as axon, and here again we are having that synapses, and it will again try to connect with some other neuron. Like this, we would be having some other neuron. Again, these will be having, so this again the tail that we are having, this will again be connected like this. It is mesh like structure that we are having. All this information is coming up. So what scientists have done is that they have tried to create it artificially. Okay, and scientists have created this structure, like they have created 3 different layers. We are having input layer. Okay, so input layer is having some nodes where these information are coming up, and we call it as input layer. Then we are having hidden layer. So this is going to be our hidden layer that we are having. Okay, and finally we would be having our output layer. I'm just writing. So hidden layer will again be having some nodes. Here we are just drawing 5 nodes, and output layer will have 1 node. So this information that you can see, it is coming here. Same way it will be coming here. The information is coming here in the input layer. From here it will go to the hidden layer. So all this information will be going to all the hidden layers that we are having. Okay. From here also it will go to the different nodes that we are having. So these are the nodes in our one layer. So this information will be passing on to all the nodes from this layer that we are having, as you can see. And finally from here also it is passing to all the nodes that we are having. Okay, so this information is passing, and then it will go to the output layer like this. Okay, so this structure that we are having, you can see we are having input layer, hidden layer, and we are having the output layer. So this is the architecture of normal artificial neural network we are having. We call it as ANN. We call it as a simple artificial neural network. It is called as ANN. Now suppose I am adding, I can have one more hidden layer here. So this will be like hidden layer 1. Okay, so I will draw other diagram here. So we can have, like, I was having that input layer, I was having that hidden layer, and I was having that output layer. So there were 3 nodes, like input layer was having 3 nodes. Okay, suppose hidden layer is also having 3 nodes, and then I was having that output layer, and then it is connected everywhere like this. Okay, so all of them were connected, like this, and that information is flowing through all these layers, and we are getting the output here. Suppose you want to have more amount of hidden layer, you can have that. So in place of one, okay, if you want to have more hidden layers, you can do that. We can add here one hidden layer one. We can add here hidden layer two like this. Again, we can have three nodes here. In these hidden layer, we are having three nodes. Again, all the hidden layers will be connected like this. Everywhere we can see the connection we are having, and then we can have the output layer. Okay, finally. So when you are having more than two hidden layers, this is again architecture of ANN, artificial neural network. Same we are having here. Now when you are having more than two hidden layers, let us say I'm having one more hidden layer, then it is called as deep learning. Okay. When you are having this hidden layer that we are having two hidden layer, when we are having more than two hidden layer, we call it as deep learning. We call it as deep learning. So you can now understand what is the meaning of deep learning. We will be having one more hidden layer here, and then we would be having all the nodes here. So I will draw all the nodes here. All of them will be connected again to each other. So again, this will be connected everywhere. This one will also be connected everywhere, and this node will also be connected everywhere. And finally, we would be having the output layer. So here we are having three hidden layers, so it becomes deep learning. Okay. So this is the difference between a neural network, artificial neural network, and the deep learning that we are having. We talked about artificial intelligence, we talk about machine learning, we also talk about deep learning, and we talk about neural network that we are having. Further, we are having data analytics and data science, okay, and then we are having big data. So we'll see what is the difference between data analytics, data science, and big data. So again, so right now we talked about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. So you can see this is AI that we are having the application, okay. So AI is like any machine that is trying to intimate any task that the human being can do. Like we can see, we can speak, or we can think. That is what we are having in AI. Machine learning is the application. Okay, so we are trying to learn. We are trying to do some coding without being being programmed, where model can go and learn on its own. That is the ML part we are having. And deep learning is again that is again inside where we are having more than three hidden layers. So deep learning where it's trying to learn by using neural network. So we are having a neurons in these things. So that is what we have as ML and AI. Now coming to data analytics and data science and big data. So you can see the difference between both of them. Like you can understand, data analytics is like you are working on a small amount of data. It could be a byte of data, or it could be a KB of data, or it could be even simple numbers that we are trying to talk about. Simple numbers like our normal numbers we are having, numerical values we are having. It is not going to be some complex number. And normal statistics we are trying to use here. So we are trying to use a statistics. So here, as I told you, in data analytics, what do we have in data analytics is that we are having a small amount of data. We could be having bytes of data, or we could be having kilobytes of data. A small amount of data. Then we are having simple number, and we are using simple statistical tools like mean, median, mode, standard deviation. In data science, what do we have? In data science, we are having large amount of data. It could be some MB of data or GB of data we are having. We can be having some complex number, and we are having here tools like we can use statistics. We are using our computers, and we are using our machine learning. Okay, so in data science we are using machine learning. So here data is going to be more complex. Data analytics is like a simple monotonous job that we are doing. We could get some data, and we have to analyze out of that data. So this is the role of data analytics. In data science, data is going to be very complex. The job that we are doing here is not monotonous. This is totally a new job. Okay, and here we have to come up with some solution. Okay, we have to build up some solution in data science. And then we are having ending. We are having something called as big data. Now, big data, we are having large amount of data. Can imagine that every second, a lot of data is uploaded on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube also. And to manage that amount of data, we need to have a very complex system. So we are having 8 TBs of data, petabytes of data, and to manage this complex data, what do we have? So to manage this complex data, we are having uh, some kind of systems like we would be having TPU, GPUs, and then we are having some tools like Hadoop and Spark. Okay, so what we do here is that we try to uh, use some parallel processing. We try to build up some kind of resource manager, and we manage them. So this is what we are having in big data. Okay. Now, how does a machine learn? Now we are talking about machine learning. We have seen that okay, we are having some algorithm there, and it is trying to find out the pattern in your data. But exactly how does a machine is learning? So how is machine learning? So here we are having some data. Okay, as you can see, we are having some data. So now in you can see we are having x and y. So this is my Excel sheet that I'm having. I'm having some data here and x and y. So we plot our data point. Let us go and plot our data sets one by one in this graph. So we are plotting them one by one. Okay. And now what we are having is that we try to draw one line. Okay. So here we are trying to draw one line, and you know what is the equation of line? If I ask you what is the equation of line, you can say equation of line y is equal to mx. Okay, y is equal to mx plus c. This is the equation of line that we are having. And one thing you will find, x is coming from this table. Already we are having x from this table, and y. So both of them, like if I look at both of them, if I look at both of them, x and y that I'm having, so both of them are coming from that table. And if I look at my equation, y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so what do we have? M is nothing but the slope of a line that we are having. C is the intercept, where it is trying to intercept on the y-axis. So what we are trying to find out, we are trying to find out these. This is going to be the coefficient, and this is going to be the constant. So what machine is learning is that machine is learning the relationship between x and y. Okay, model here is trying to learn the pattern between x and y. Next time, if you bring any data that is not part of these two six, suppose I'm trying to talk about 8, what I will do, I will look what is the corresponding y for that. If this line was not there, I don't know where should I go. Okay, so imagine if this line was not there, we will never know that should I how should I draw my y-axis? Should I take it from here, okay, or should I take it from here? Okay, where do I go? This line is giving me a point to select my coordinate on the y. So this is the line that we are learning. So this line is the equation that we are trying to learn. So what exactly is happening in machine learning is that we are trying to understand the pattern. We are trying to draw that line if you're doing some kind of regression problem. And next time, if any new data is coming, okay, we're trying to predict. So we're trying to learn from that data point that is already we're having, trying to draw a best fit line or any other kind of model you're trying to build up. And when you build up that model, okay, any new data is coming, you are having X for that, you can predict the Y for that data. This is how a machine is learning. This is how the machine is learning. The applications of ML, okay, what is the application? So we are using it everywhere. We are using it on in our mailbox, Gmail, already emails that we are having, spam, the spam mails that we are getting, it is already segregated as spam. So it is there in our mailbox. We might be using some kind of food delivery apps like Zomato or Swiggy. So again, they calculate the distance, the restaurant delivery, how much time it is going to take. So again, we are using ML there. If you use, if you are using Uber, okay, to book a cab, now Uber is again, it is trying to calculate the distance, the time, the fare. So we are having ML and AI. We are using Facebook, Instagram. We are using ML and AI. So every day we are using ML and AI. It has got lots of applications. Netflix we are having Facebook, we are having Amazon, we are having Google. So these are all the different. We are having different games also. That is where we are using ML and AI. So it's used everywhere. We are using ML and AI. So this was a brief, introduction about what is machine learning and what are difference between key technologies that we are having, and what exactly do we mean when we are trying to train our model. Okay. So this is a basic introduction. Now I would like to discuss about the course that we are having. Okay. So if you go to the portal, this is what we are having. So this entire course that we are having, a machine learning and certification course. So here what we are going to do is that I will go to the course content that we are having. So So this certification that you are having, these are the topics that you will be covering in this course, starting from basics. That it's assumed that you are having no knowledge of programming language. You are totally new to Python. You have not learned that. So you will be learning basics of Python. What exactly is Python? Then how do you code in Python? What are the different file structures? How do you import your data? You will be learning NumPy, Pandas. You will be learning functions. You will be learning data structures, and you will be you will be importing data. So you will be learning basics of Python, and then you are going to learn basic of statistics, because ML is we are using statistics there for our algorithm. So you will be learning what is statistics and which are the different tools we use in statistics. So you will be learning basic of statistics. Then you are going to learn introduction of machine learning. So here, okay, you will be learning about different algorithms we are having. Okay. You will be trying to learn about regression problem and the classification problem. So you will try to understand what is regression, what is supervised learning, unsupervised learning. In supervised learning, regression algorithms are covered. In that, you are having many algorithms, like linear regression, and then you would be having random forest. So these algorithms will be covered, and then you will be learning about classification algorithms we are having, logistic regression, and the different algorithm that we are having in classification problem. After that, you will be learning about unsupervised learning like k-means and hierarchical clustering. So this is again an important part when your data is unlabeled. So this is a part of supervised learning, and these are the part. This is part of unsupervised learning. These are part of your supervised learning. And finally, you are going to learn about natural language processing. NLP is again a very important topic here. So you will learn how the machine is actually we are trying to handle the text data for the machines, how actually the language translation works, and how the speech to text conversion is happening. So this kind of activity you would be doing, and in that also you are going to learn about deep learning. Okay, so I can actually, if you go and you click here in the we are having this the content here. So if I if you check here, so it is all covering basics of Python. Then statistics we are having this hypothesis and central tendency, and in Python, we are having these libraries. Now, these are very important libraries. NumPy is for numerical activity. Pandas is for data manipulation, data importing, exporting. We are doing Matplot and Seaborn of visualization. You try to check how good is your plot, how good is your data by plotting it. You try to check missing values, outlier. You try to draw box plot, and all those things are happening here. So we are having this Matplot and Seaborn. And then we are having introduction to machine learning. What is exactly machine learning? What are the important algorithms that we are having? What is the applications we are having in ML? After that, we will be talking about regression. Okay, what exactly is regression? Different type of algorithm that we are having in regression. How do we evaluate these problems? Okay, it is there, and we are having here another concept that we are having in regression is advanced, like region lasso. So we are using here region lasso regression technique, naive-based algorithm we are using to understand this kind of thing. So we will be working on that, some kind of text analytics data also. And finally, we are having this supervised learning. So here we are going to learn about support vector machines, SVM, and naive-based algorithm. So this is about classification problem that we are having. And in unsupervised learning, we are having k-means and hierarchical clustering here. So we'll be doing k-means and with each of these, when we are trying to learn, we will be doing one case study for all these examples that we are doing. There is going to be one business case study that I'm going to share, and we are going to work on that. So all of them will be having one business case study. And finally, we are going to learn NLP. It's very important concept that we are having here. So in that, we are going to understand stemming, lemmatization, tokenizations. You will see that how do we handle these text data, how do you clean your text data, like you can extract some Twitter data, you can do some sentiment analysis. So how do you find out that what is the sentiment that is there, people are talking, what is the sentiment of people who are on Twitter, what kind of reviews the movie is getting, is it having a positive review or negative review. So we can do sentiment analysis there. And then we are having deep learning. Now deep learning is very important, so because nowadays we are having a lot of data, so we can use, and deep learning gives you very good accuracy. So it is almost we are trying to replicate how the human brain is working. So we'll try to understand what are the neural networks that we are having, what is artificial neural network. We'll also try to understand the convolution neural network we are having, and then we'll try to learn about the recurrent neural network that we are having. So this is what we are having in deep learning, and we'll be doing one case study. Now coming to the projects that we are doing. So with respect to the projects, we would be doing one minor project, one major project. Now minor project is going to be any of the topic that is part of your content. We would be doing one project in that. So we'll take one minor project. I will be giving you like I can give you a project like build a language translation model or build a speech to text conversion model or try to build a model that can identify the face. So this kind of real life case study we would be doing here. So minor project will be there. Major project is going to be you have to build up some kind of big project that is going to be the part of your project. So in major project you are going to build up let us say a driverless car you want to build up. So again, how do you build up that? Or you want to build language translation model, or you want to build up speech recognition. So how do you identify the speech? Or you want to build up a sentiment analysis of some kind of product reviews that we are having. So we can do that and we can build up those kind of solutions. Then it depends on like what kind of the course you are joining. So if you're having a silver member, you will be having one minor project, one major project. As a gold member, you will be having two minor project and one major project. And as a diamond membership, you will be having three minor project and two major projects. These projects will be on the topics that you are learning, and more advanced project that will be there, and you have to work on this project as a group. So I would like to take some questions from you. If you have any question, you can ask me. Anyone is having any question you would like to discuss with respect to the course that we are having, with respect to the project, any technical knowledge that you want. If you have any question, you can ask me, okay? Or you can put the question in the chat window so I can reply there. So I can just see. So thank you, friend. If there is no question, we'll wind up our session. And if you have any other thing, you can connect with Furzio anytime, and you can discuss if anything you want to know. Yeah, thank you, students.